What's up? Checking in from Cali. So I am in the rental. I actually got upgraded to a Jeep, new 2020 Jeep from an SUV that I wanted. So I guess the universe is planning us for us to go off-roading. So I want to talk about the Lionsgate portal on August 8th and why I just dropped everything the last 2-3 weeks one way, rented a car one way and drove to Cali. I didn't know why I was supposed to be in Cali, but it's just like this really strong pull the more I did the body work and like open up my body. So yeah, so now I'm in Cali, and when we really surrender, and we get close to where we need to be, the messages get so much more clear. And so when I got to Cali, it says anchor for a little bit. On August 8th, go up to Mount Shasta for the Lionsgate portal. And I thought that was very interesting why, like, this entire year I was kind of be pulled to Cali, but it wasn't as strong as it was this last few weeks. And how everything aligned for me to get here. And it was so interesting. So now I'm here, and this week is like, okay, gather as much Moldavite as you can, bring them down to Mount Shasta on the Lionsgate portal and fast for 3 days and then activate them. And this is interesting because when I first worked with Moldavite, if you know my whole story and the deer accident and how Moldavite first came into my life, right? An entire shedding of my old energy. So now last year, it took me to Vietnam, and I was taking it to all these different vortexes, and I couldn't understand why. And the message came to us like, activate these Moldavites. So whenever you guys get a Moldavite from my website, The Light Goddesses, for those who already came for their stones, I typically, so these are this 50 something, 60 something charged activated Moldavites I brought to Asia, like the Father's Tomb, and that really sacred Father's Tomb in Vietnam, and 2 mountains and a couple other like temples. So I brought it to quite a few vortex. So whenever you guys get a Moldavite from my website, I would put it in a crystal grid, or like put your stone in here so that it could absorb the energy, right? Because these are very, very powerful compared to the other ones. Absorb the energy, and then in some way that was the guidance I needed to do with any new coming stones that I get, and to filter out all the fakes as well. So that was a bag. So whenever you guys are buying from my website, it's not actually the activated stones itself. I only have like 52 of them left now, and these are the ones it's being pulled for with all these vortexes, is to bring it to have it be made into pendants for this Goddess Academy somewhere down the line. So these are my activated ones. So the Lionsgate portal for this year, and it just dawned on me that this past year, well, Lionsgate portal, so it's alignment of the sun's the star Sirius with Earth. So the star Sirius is double the size of our sun. So there's 26 times the energy brightness. This is just general stuff, guys. I really don't know much about this alignment, but I know this Lionsgate is opening is the alignment of the star Sirius. So I know it's very important because Moldavite is actually originated. The meteorite was thought to come from the that star Sirius so that meteorite was thought to be created by a meteorite from Sirius. So that's where Moldavite came from. And the crazy thing is, when I took Aya, or plant medicine, in Costa Rica 2 years ago, it was that week of the Lionsgate opening, when we were under the plant medicine. So that's like huge, massive, expansive energy coming in when our body is in like total, complete surrender under the medicine, right? And so it's crazy because now looking back at our little group at Rhythmia that 1 week, I noticed like there was a handful of people there that I've connected with. And when you meet someone, they're destined for fame. Something along those lines. They're destined for fame. And so I noticed that with a handful of people in our group when we went, I think there's like 50, 60 in that entire group. But somehow, like, this past year working with Moldavite, I noticed like, okay, create this movie trailer. There's going to be a movie. And somehow I created Goddess Academy, and my very first client, if you're watching this, hi, she's a Hollywood screenwriter. And that was my very first course about Moldavite. And it was like a high ticket course, right? And someone signed up, and it was very profound for me because I never thought that would be a connection into Hollywood or in that realm, right? Because I'm over here floating like, oh, okay, YouTube, that's how I'm gonna start, right? And maybe work my way up. But it's so interesting to see who shows up in my reality when I fully surrender, and who I'm meant to cross paths with, right? Because when the universe gives you an intuitive hit, you want to take that action, because when you don't, and you wait maybe a couple hours even, and you go there and that person that was supposed to be there already left. So the energy dissipated. So for me, I've like worked to get more confidence, trust, and surrender to whenever I get intuitive hit. Do it. Just surrender. Just go with the flow. And it's amazing to see how everything falls together. So going back to that, Rhythmia, August 2018, Lionsgate portal, a group of us were under the medicine. Huge expansion. And a year in after that, like front stage, right? Looking in like fame, something bigger. Even my YouTube videos, like I really, really sense like something big is coming. Like fame was never in my like reality prior, but ever since the medicine, like it's been showing up a lot. Not to sound like, oh, I'm gonna be famous one day, but I feel like one of my role here is to step into this expansive. Maybe it's fame, maybe it's like one of the YouTube videos blows up or something goes viral. Stepping into this larger center stage to impact more people now with all the tools, all the work I've done, right, to really clear my body as a clear channel. And so lately I've just been like, Lionsgate is interesting. Okay, so now I see the connection, right? Plant medicine, and then it was last year all the vortexes, and then this year it's like, why the heck am I burying Moldavites to different vortexes? And then all of a sudden I'm here in August, and Mount Shasta is the root chakra of the earth, and it's a huge portal. And so bring the Moldavites there, fast for 3 days, channel in the anchor and the energy, because when the Lionsgate opening is pushing, like the veil's very thin, so there's a lot of energy coming through. So this is a portal for massive expansion and activating your royal light codes. And so the guidance was to gather as much Moldavite as I can. So I don't know how much I can afford to get so much, so I'm driving over there to meet my person right now on whatever I can afford. I'm just going to go all in and just get as much as I can. But the guidance was to get as much as I can, bring them to Shasta on August 8th, and open up crystal grids, right? There's going to be 3 other friends meeting me there, but do some healing on them. Anchor in the energies, like activate these Moldavites. I don't know what's going to happen this weekend, but I want to share with you guys the journey of what's going on and all the magic that's unfolding. It's unbelievable, and how there's so much clarity working with different crystals and working with different energies. And I'm going to show you at the end of the video, like in this car, right, this Jeep, I think we're going off-roading. So this is like a huge vortex in here. I got a ton of crystals. So to get back about the Moldavite, so the guidance was, so right now this bag is the activated one. So these aren't for sale because these are the one from Asia that I've activated. So this one is going to be, I have about like 20, no, probably 15 Moldavites left. And I'm probably going to pick up maybe 20, 30 more, whatever I can afford. So yeah, I'm just going to go pick up as much as I can, and I'm going to talk to them and see how much I can get. But these are my people that get it directly from Seth. So it just happen to be along the path to go to Shasta. So yeah, my guidance is this is an activation, stepping into expansion and fame or something greater than ourselves, making an impact on a greater mass. So if you want to pre-order one of these Moldavites, and the sooner you pre-order, the more funding I get to get more old Moldavites. So it's gonna be 3 hours till I get to the site, or to meet up my person. So if you happen to catch this video within the 3 hour period, and you've really felt called for a Moldavite, and it's one of these activated ones, right? Because my activated one for last year is not for sale, but this one, whatever I'm activated, these are for sale. So you'll get your own activated Moldavite. So those are going to be $444. It's going to be around 69 grams. Just surrender. Whatever comes up, whatever shows up in your stone will be your stone. But just trust it'll be around 69 grams. And if you do feel called for one of these Moldavites, go to my website, thelightgoddesses.com, and I have the pre-sales on there, $444. And when you order, make sure you put a note. I'm going to need your birth name, your birthday, your birthplace, and if you can shoot me a photo of you. So when I do these prayers during this weekend on 8/8 portal, right, the Lion's Gate, I'm going to have a photo of you to resonate and, indent in your, specifically that stone to you. So if you are able to order something right before then it'll be perfect. But if not, then I don't know. It'll still be active. I don't know what's gonna happen with it. I don't know, right? All I know is I need to bring these Moldavites up into Shasta on 8/8, and I am very surprised I enrolled. There's 3 other people coming. So yeah, that's my adventure. So yeah, if you want to pre-order on the thelightgoddesses.com and shoot me an email, or like purchase it. But yeah, okay. So that's it. That's where I'm heading. Today is Thursday. Saturday is going to be the portal opening. I'm driving from San Diego all the way to Shasta, so it'll be probably 13-hour drive. I should be there by then. We're going to meet up on Friday, and yeah, we'll just figure out where we all stay when we get there. So I'm going to meet up in San Francisco. But yeah, if you feel like you're like something's going on, and like you feel fame expansion coming up, and you feel like this message resonates with you, right? You're tuning into this video because something inside of you is vibing at this vibe. Trust me on that, right? All this whole vibration stuff is really fascinating, seeing it unfold as we surrender to the flow. So that's all I have. So yeah, so 2 days. If you watch this video and it resonates and you feel called, the sooner you get it, the sooner you get your information to me, the more I can kind of like direct the energy on how this may unfold. But I want to show you guys. So I am on my way to Shasta. So I pulled out all the crystals. It wants to be out, right? And driving, I download a ton of information. Check this out. So this is like a portal. Here wants to come along. So these are Lemurian. These are Lemurian core or orange quartz. So Lemuria is the alien collective down in Shasta. So those have been calling for me. That's a Lemurian as well. So these are just regular quartz generators. So the generators help pull in the energy, or like guide the energy, and like you tune into the energy easier, right? So Ganesh is here to help safety and remove all obstacles. And Lady Kuan Yin, which I've been looking for her, I just recently picked her up yesterday from one of the wholesalers, and it's funny because she's been calling me for so long, and I wanted to order these sacred geometry, more of these grids, like large ones, and I found out my person was actually in Encinitas, California. So I actually went to meet up with him, and the first thing that led me to was her, and he mentioned like he's had him for 25 years, or he's had her for 25 years. So that's so interesting. She's been calling me, and it's the vision of the light goddess is coming through. So, one of those moments in your life, you're like, wow, what am I doing? But you know, when you get like, oh, well, I've gone too far, there's no turning back kind of moments, that's Moldavite. So I don't know where you guys are on your journey. This is me on my road trip. We got, oh, look at this one. A huge torch generator. And then I put a Sri Yantra on the bottom. So the Sri Yantra helps level out the, the masculine and the feminine energy. So put that there. Boom. Oh, and here's my prize. Oh, the Moldavite I'm working to get adjusted or recalibrated too, right? Because whenever you guys get a Moldavite, right, this is 13.5 grams museum. So the difference between like museum regular is just museum. It doesn't have a lot of cracks and chips. It is more of a premium price, but this one has been calling for me 13 grams. So 13 is the number of the goddesses. So it's very interesting. So whenever you guys start with Moldavite and you start with too big, your body needs time to recalibrate to this higher frequency. And just know that everything around you that doesn't no longer vibrates at the frequency is going to vibrate out of your life. So that means like people, material things, right? Your environment, your home. If that living situation is not, you're not meant to be there, things are going to come up for you to get out. And if you ever tune into my very first video, how, you know, oh God, this brings up memories. Where I drove my like Lexus XRV SUV. It was my career car. It was like, I had it for like 10 years. I took it on a road trip to Arizona, friend. I came back and it totaled, right? I had a huge, like an inventory of Moldavite in the car and it totaled. And now looking back, like, wow, that car was vibrating out of my life very fast because there's a lot of Moldavite. So to bring it back, I have a lot of Moldavite in the car. But don't worry, because this Jeep is brand new. So the universe, I wasn't even supposed to get this Jeep. It's interesting. The car that I wanted wasn't available, so they upgraded me to this Jeep. And to rent a Jeep, they say it's like very hard to get. And I looked at the rental price last night. It was like 20-something hundred for a week. It's like quadruple the other cars. Somehow this ended up, I guess I'm driving this to Shasta, and I guess we're gonna go off-roading. And I guess we're gonna figure out more as I tune in and drive. So in the energy of fun, love, and adventures, this is where it led me. This is where it's going to lead me to Shasta, and all the people I've managed to cross paths with has been the most unreal and the most magical experience in my entire life. And I just feel free. So I hope my journey inspires or lights or give you guys some kind of view into this reality of what it looks like when we're anchored in fun, love, and adventures. And when we really surrender to what's possible, I believe that's when we really experience the magic. All right, well, I gotta get going on my, I don't know how many hour road trip, but I should be there by Friday. And if you guys, whoever's watching this, and if you feel that your soul's calling for you, then 444 will be the number we're going to anchor in for these Moldavites. And information in the bio. So that is all I have for you guys. I love you guys, and I will check in later. Timmy Do, signing off.